What is up, guys? Fell Slow here. Welcome to episode 2 of WhyCars. I'm here with John Lacefield. This episode is very last minute. My original guest canceled, and Birdie was cool enough to come over here. This is his beautiful Miata behind us. If Ian would move the fuck over.
It's okay. Keep moving. There we go. There you go.
This is why I only film with one person. John has an amazing 2001 Mazda Miata. And he's been building it over the course of 3 years, you said?
Yeah, 3 years.
And we're going to talk a little bit about it and everything that he's done to it, including some really unique wheels that everyone comments on.
Their Belgian work, I forget the name, like the specific spec. Google that.
He's going to Google it. While he's Googling it, we're going to talk to Ian a little bit. So Ian has an LS and no car. But you said you had a truck, like a Nissan.
Yeah, right? So it's a Nissan Frontier. It's a 2008. Nothing too special about it other than the fact it's manual. Unlike most other
manual Frontier, you don't see those a lot.
And it's a VQ, so
it's a VQ 35 DE.
Or? It's a 45 DE, so it's so it's based on the 35, but it's just got a stroker on it.
Fuck yeah, that's sick. I haven't seen any of those. What year is it?
08.
08. Sweet. Well, I've never seen one of those. Ian has a pretty cool car. Why isn't your car behind us?
It's broken.
Typical Nissans. All right, so did you find the specs, Birdie?
Yeah, so they're Belgian work retro 5s. They are 15 by 10 plus 20 offset. They're a mono piece, look to be like a 2-piece wheel, but they're interesting. I've never seen them ran really on anything besides like small block Chevy trucks that run the 4x100 offset. A lot of people do like swaps with those just to run small wheels. And
I mean, they're really nice looking wheels.
Yeah.
They're very unique looking. They look like a Scotch Brite pad or whatever.
Yeah, they're weird. They're black with like polished faces and polished lips. It's interesting. They're kind of like little sponges all over the car.
Yeah,
all over the wheels.
Well, I've always liked them. When you first showed them to me, I really liked them.
It's a very fun impulse purchase.
Yeah. But why did you choose the Miata? So out of all these builds, like, you know, everyone's building 350Zs, RX-7s, Gs, Camaros, American cars, German cars, BMWs. Why did you choose the Miata? Why did you look and say, you know what, I'm going to buy a 2001 Miata and I'm going to build it the way I want? Why was that the car that you chose?
So originally I was looking at BRZs, FRSs, G86, whatever platform you want to go by, they're all the same. And I fell in love with that car. That was like my first car love because I never really had an interest in cars until I was maybe about like 18, like late bloomer, but I'm here. Very fastly found out how I could not afford the car working the couple of jobs that I had, and had to find something different that still like had some interest to me. And the 350Zs, just the used 350Zs were definitely up there. And then like the Mazda 3s and Mazda Speed 3s. But then tiny little sports car behind us kind of popped up, and I fell in love with the NBs. At the time, NAs were everything. Like everybody was just like pop-up headlights. That shit's cute. Let me get it. And the NBs were they were looked over. They were kind of like
NBs are that twin brother that everyone keeps in the closet.
Yeah, they're in the shadows of the NCs being the nice boat. No hate for the NCs. I fucking love them.
All the hate for the NCs.
But I got the car and it was bone stock. And I was like, you know what? Like this car's great. It drives, it handles, and it's going to teach me everything about the car. So literally it being bone stock, I did everything that's done to it with my own 2 hands, minus like the repairs that when you first get the car and you just bring it to a shop and they're like, you need this.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to do any of it at the time. So I was like, you know what? Let me just let a shop handle it. So they did all the water pump, the timing, and I want to say that's it. It's the only thing I didn't do myself.
Was the engine stuff, the engine maintenance.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, shops are more experienced towards that. So, I mean, I would rather have someone else do a water pump timing belt than myself. But I work at a shop, so I end up having to do other people's water pump and timing belt.
Yeah.
But so if you guys watched my first episode, Alex has like 6 versions of his car. Unlike Birdie, who this is his first version. This is, he just slowly keeps doing things to his car. Tell us about the first thing that you did, and we'll talk. Well, so instead of that, we'll talk about your suspension. So on your suspension, you're on coilovers, right?
Yeah, I'm on coilovers and sway bars.
So before that, did you have anything before that?
So like I said, the car was completely bone stock. It had stock exhaust, stock suspension, stock springs, 5-speed, open diff. Like absolutely nothing was touched on the car. It was owned by one person out in Arkansas.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you go pick it up in Arkansas?
Bought the car in Arkansas for $3,600.
That's not bad for an NB, especially a 2001.
Had 96,000 miles to it.
With under 100?
Under 100.
That's why you had the timing belt and water pump change.
Correct.
Because that was right at the time they go out.
Yeah. Drove that car, went out with a bud. He test drove the car for me because it was a 5-speed manual and I was still getting my grip on the manual.
Yeah.
And then he test drove it. Everything was good. We negotiated a price, and I drove 12 hours home from I don't even know what time we left. It was sometime in the afternoon. Got home at 5 a.m. straight.
Holy
so
crap.
Drove to Arkansas from Chicago, and all the way back, all within that day and a quarter period.
That reminds me when I drove the Unos 11 hours up here. That sucked. I can't
I loved every minute of it
because you got to experience the car and
got to drive the car, empty highways. Minus being tired and fatigue, I had the top down. It was keeping me up. I had radio blasting.
It was during the summer, right?
Yes, yeah. It was mid-COVID.
Aha.
So during the lockdown, yeah, it was my COVID baby because no real babies.
Not yet.
Yeah, so the car was bone stock. Drove it back, and then the first thing I actually did to the car was the exhaust.
Is it a Monzo?
It is a ISR exhaust.
A good one. This guy spent money.
I actually spent $50.
Crap, I think you told me about that. You were like, dude, look what I just found on Facebook, right?
Yep. A lot of this car, minus the suspension, was actually parts all brought by Facebook Marketplace. I mean, I find everything. I double check the condition, make sure everything looks good. Nothing's broken, nothing's worn out. And this exhaust, some dude bought the car, came with the exhaust on it already. He had a 2002, pretty much same spec. MB Miata. He had the ISR exhaust, and his wife was like, that shit gotta go. It's too loud and I hate it. He posted it up on Facebook, was like, anybody in the Chicagoland area with a stock exhaust, send me photos. And ironically, at the time, I sent him photos because I had the car on the lift at the shop getting the water pump replaced.
That talk about right place, right time.
They put it up on the lift. They were like, yeah, give me a couple hours. And I was like, cool, let me just take a couple of photos. They're like, okay. Sent it to the dude. 2 weeks later, we met up at an exhaust shop. And he was like, cool, it's going to cost us each $50 to just have them swap it over. Swapped it over, and that was the first mod done to the car.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh. Big money over here. All right, so the exhaust was the first thing you did, and you said your suspension, coilover, and sway bars.
Yep.
How many wheels have you had?
I've had 3 sets of wheels. So I got the car on stock 15s, went up to stock 16s because of the tire availability at the time. Tires were scarce, and the only 15s that they had on the market for all seasons were either out of my price range or just non-existent because there was some like cheap Chinese eBay kind of style tires. Like I needed tires that were going to last for however long I had the wheels, which ended up only being like 8 months before I decided to go back to stock 15s. After stock 15s, I put on the Felgen Works, and the stocks are like my winners at the moment.
Yeah, because you daily this thing in the winter, right?
I daily this thing every single day that it is driving on the street.
So we've been hanging out for a couple hours now, and I was driving at all places to get my car out because I have a drift event tomorrow. And I love how smooth it is. It's a great car. It's super smooth, super fun to drive. It's not overbearing. It's not like the exhaust isn't droning in my ear. It just feels good.
Yeah,
I definitely enjoy driving it.
Yeah, no, the whole purpose of the car is definitely the drivability of it. I mean, like as all Miatas should be. Having a car that you can hop into and just drive is mainly what I need, especially because it's the only car I own. So like I need that to drive. Like I need it on the road, when I need it. And if it's down, I'm hopping the bus, taking my bike, whatever. But the car itself, it's right now it's at like the OE plus stage. So it has the bare minimum done to it.
I mean, I understand OE plus, but when I see OE plus, I think, chromed out stock wheels, like it's lowered a little bit, but it's recognizable as stock and more. With this, I see your carbon fiber trunk, I see your roof rack, I see your wheels. I don't see it as a stock car. I see it as a modified car.
I see it as a pretty stock car, but that's just mainly
compared to mine.
Yeah, I mean, comparing it to other Miatas on the road, it's like mine is fairly stock. It's stock engine. Like I have a K&N intake on it, and then it has what is it? The Tane coilovers with like the dampening adjustments, white line sway bars and end links, and then other than that, I did from a 5-speed to a 6-speed ACT stage 2 clutch.
Yeah, he just did the 6-speed swap, and I've driven it with the 5-speed and the 6-speed.
Yeah,
and I'm so excited to put the 6-speed in.
The 6-speed feels great, especially in this. It changed not much, but just enough of the car where it's a little more rev happy compared to the 5-speed.
Yeah, it definitely was weird because I'd be in 5th, and then I'd be like, crap, I can shift into another gear.
Yeah, but you almost never have to shift into 6.
Yeah, I feel like that's better on the highway than,
I also never shifted
on the highway. I feel like on the highway I'd be in 6 just cruising.
When I'm cruising, it helps save gas, but like driving in Chicago and just being on the highway, you kind of have to be an asshole on the road. And if I'm in 6th gear, I'm not rev happy. Like I'm not able to, drop to 4th, throw that thing into the RPMs and just
really, because I feel like I understand with 5th to 4th you're going like just down, but I feel like 6th to 4th just you it like you would with like 3rd to 2nd.
I like my synchros.
Whatever.
Like it's my daily. I'm not beating the hell out of the car as a lot of other people would, but it doesn't mean
you're a Miata owner. You got to beat the car a little bit.
It doesn't mean I'm not going to throw it in the corners when I have to. Again, had to pop those U-turns to catch up, right?
Hopefully not a cop doing a U-turn after you.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Okay. So anything on the car that you haven't mentioned yet?
I have.
Don't look at it.
No. I have a Deuce. What is it? Hard Dog roll bar.
Did you get that with the car? Or that was like the first thing you did?
that was So I got the Deuce Hard Dog roll bar, K&N intake, and the side skirts and mud flaps for like $400. Swapped, got new hardware, swapped everything onto the car. But a couple months later, after getting it, just because work, everything takes time, and just making sure that everything's ready to go because it's got to be like a one and done kind of deal.
Yeah, not everyone can buy a car for $2,000 and then put a bunch of spray painted, shit on it and sell it for 11,000.
Yeah, no, like for this car, it's like it's my daily. It's something that I want to be proud of. So I take my time with it. I don't ever plan on selling it, but who's to say the case? 10, 20 years from now,
Give it to your kid.
yeah,
He doesn't have a kid yet.
Yeah.
Ladies, he's single.
No, not.
No, he's not. Don't. Ladies, go away. Or come back. I'm single, and so is Ian.
Yeah, go for
I got Ian.
Oh.
We all know Ian's single. Look at him.
We all know.
Yeah.
Hi.
He's a New York Yankees fan. All Yankees
Yeah,
fans.
fuck out of here.
Go Red Sox.
Go White Sox. The fuck? You in Chicago, boy.
Go Dallas Cowboys.
Uh,
We're off topic.
Yeah. But the car, yeah, that's pretty much it. I got that. Did Kenwood, what is it? Speakers and tweeters.
So you did. Wait,
Yeah.
I can hear myself better.
I just
Better.
did some audio upgrades. I got a radio going in the next couple of days.
So you did the speakers, then you're to do the.
Yeah, I was waiting to get a little bit of money for the radio, but I also wasn't like in a rush to get the radio.
Yeah.
So I got the radio. It's a Sony XAV 200, whatever.
Yeah.
So just a nice Bluetooth radio with Apple CarPlay. Just the nice amenities to have in
a daily.
in a daily, or just like newer cars have it. So it's like, why can't this one? So it's like like little by little, I'm changing what I can on the car. I was actually talking with Ian earlier and telling him how like I'm hoping over the year it'll be full carbon fiber doors, the doors themselves, and then interior.
It would be sweet to see a full like carbon Miata. Like if you did all the panels carbon.
I feel like a full carbon Miata would be awesome to see on the street, but heartbreaking as a daily.
Yeah.
Just
I
because
agree.
Shattering that nice clear coat over the carbon, and just seeing all the money you spent just to get destroyed by a piece of gravel.
And you live in the city, so that would absolutely.
I live in the city, so potholes and speed bumps everywhere.
And then you let Cody drive and your transmission goes out.
Nah, that won't happen. That's why I take care of the transmission. Yeah, no, like there's a lot of goals for the car, and
can we talk a couple goals about like your engine setup or anything?
Yeah,
because I know you
so-
said you haven't said it on the podcast, but you told me that you
Yeah.
want to go turbo.
Yeah, so I actually have a older style turbo kit, a BGS4 turbo kit sitting at home with a Garrett turbo. I can't remember the specs. And going with that, it's going to be a Deechworks fuel setup. So the pump and injectors, I believe.
Okay, so you're doing a whole thing.
So I got a couple little bits and pieces. Still figuring out what I want to do ECU wise. There's a couple on the market that I'm looking at.
I would do Mega Squirt. Some people choose Speedy EFI, but Mega Squirt is just.
I'm not a fan of Mega Squirt.
Why not?
So I've driven a couple of cars with Mega Squirt, and they're.
You can't make your girlfriend Mega Squirt?
No, you don't want to make your girlfriend Mega Squirt. Well, maybe you do. Who knows?
That's how you make her fall in love.
Slide is a fun game.
Ian knows.
No.
Ian, why are you so quiet?
You've been talking to him the whole podcast.
Shut the fuck up. Let him talk a little bit. I'm just kidding. Continue. I feel like a dick.
No.
He lost his train of thought.
No, Mega Squirt's it's a good ECU. I know a lot of spec Miatas that have them, and they're versatile in that sense.
Yeah,
But-
well, I feel like a lot of shops know how to tune on them, and if you get a different ECU, it's like because I asked Mike, who's like my tuner, and then
Mhm.
his tuned Caleb's cars.
Yeah.
And I asked him if he's tuned the Speedy EFI.
I need you to send me that email,
What?
Mike's email,
So you can have him tune it?
so I can email.
Well,
him.
he said that Speedy EFI is really like.
Well, I wasn't looking at Speedy EFI, so I was.
I just don't know. All I know is Speedy EFI and Mega Squirt are the
yeah.
two options. I
And
know
then
Meg-
you have Haltech.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a
for
good
the
brand.
2001. I really
Oh,
enjoyed
right.
their
I'm thinking about 90s cars. My
Yeah.
bad.
No, it's an 01. So I got a little bit more up there for whatever. fucking
Yeah, a little bit
reason.
more options than the 90s.
So there's that. There's the M2, which is a newer ECU on the platform. But from the reviews and the people that I've talked to that have them, they've had zero issues with it, especially because we're running them on BBT engines. So you have to have the appropriate engine or the appropriate ECU to run that engine.
Yeah.
So Mega Squirt that's where it falls short. So I'm thinking about the engine that I have, what it's going into, and for Mega Squirt, a lot of people are like, you got to unplug or disengage the VVT, which isn't a horrible thing to do. But if I have the option to be a little more rev happy when I can, or just be able to control the car a little bit better, I'd rather have that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking between those two, the M21, I think it's called the M21, and the Helltech.
Okay.
But do plan on turboing, maybe about a year and a half. So next year, car will definitely have a turbo kit on it. Port and polish head, stock block, just for the time, and then
just run low boost, like you run around like 12 pounds boost.
Run,
nothing crazy.
Run 8 to 10. Just get the car close or as close as I can to like 200 horse, 220 horse, like somewhere between 2 and 220 is kind of just where I want to be.
Wouldn't that only be like another? Because what, you're at 180?
I'm at 140.
140 stock.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
so
like 140 stock, so it's going to give it a little about 60, 68 or more horsepower. I don't want it to be a death trap just because it is a daily, but
yeah,
also don't want to blow out my bottom end.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. So are you going to keep it black?
Yes and no. So I want to repaint the car, but I'm waiting to figure out, what other bits and pieces I want to throw onto it, like the doors.
Yeah.
Just if I'm going to paint it, just do it all in one go. So
Are you going to get carbon fiber and paint over the carbon fiber?
Yes and no. I want to keep some parts, blank,
exposed. So like if you did like a hood, the hood.
So the hood and the trunk would stay exposed carbon fiber. Okay. I would just get a nice clear coat, put it over them. Just keep them nice. Have everything match and be fresh clear.
Yeah.
But if I get doors, if I got a carbon fiber hood or fenders or whatever, like they're all going to be painted with it.
Okay.
I want the car to look, like carbon looks amazing. Don't get me wrong. Like full carbon, anything can look great.
What I really like, I don't know if it is a lot of maintenance, but have you seen that Skyline? That's color shift, but the carbon fiber is color shift.
Yeah, so they did the color shift in the clear.
Yeah.
So I like that, and I'm thinking about it. So the reason why I say yes and no to the full black is because I really enjoy the OE black color.
It's a really nice color.
But I want to, give a little spice.
Like stand out a little bit more.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like a black or like a golden blue or a blue and silver flake in the clear coat.
Ooh, that would look nice.
Just so it's like when the light hits it, it got that nice little sparkle to it.
Yeah, because I know you have that blue, because your sway bars are silver and your
my sway bars are silver, but that's just the color that they came. My roll bar is currently blue, but it's not going to stay blue. I'm gonna spice things up a little bit here and there.
I'm excited to see. We're gonna have to get you back on the podcast.
Yeah,
so you can be like, look, I changed it.
Yeah, let me change the car up a bit, and then I'll swing it back around. You gotta get a different driveway too. I'm tired of scraping.
Yeah, well, integrity.
Yeah.
My podcast will change once I'm out of here. So
Texas, here we go.
Texas strong, go Cowboys.
Yeah. No, like the stage where the car's at, I'm happy with it. I'm proud to say it's my car, but
yeah,
I'm gonna change it. It's gonna change. I change. So, who knows? Maybe I'll steal his LS and throw it in the car. Who knows?
All right, so shifting gears, we're gonna talk a little bit. We're gonna talk to Ian, unfortunately.
Oh, that's not unfortunate.
So Ian, so Ian, you have the LS, you have your weird looking Nissan Frontier, right?
Yes, sir.
We'll send photos so you can clip them.
Yeah.
Is the LS going in the Frontier, or do you have are you looking for?
It was initially. So when I bought the LS, I was planning because you make kits to throw it in the Frontier, but and it's fun just because it's manual. But no, I want to throw it in something lighter, something that'll just handle the power better. So
Yeah, so he's picking a 240. I don't know. I've recommended a 240 because it seems like everyone wants the LS 240 and they're great drift cars. I don't know what you're trying to use. You're just trying to have an LS swap car? Or
no, I mean, well, I'm going for like more of like a straight line build. So
like a drag build?
Yeah, so I'm looking at like Monte Carlo, just like the Chevy chassis is what
so
I'm
you're
going
throwing
for.
an LS. You have a crate motor and you're just going to throw it into another type of car?
Oh yeah, but it's out of a truck, so it's just so it's just going in not a truck. So I'm looking at old Camaros, for example.
Yeah, but aren't Camaros aluminum block and the trucks are iron block, so that shit would be heavier?
It is a little bit heavier. Well, I'm not like looking at a newer Camaro. So the Camaros I'm looking at, like the Gen 2, they all came with the
LT1?
it's before the LT1. I think there were 350s, which are still great motors.
Oh, it's like IROX.
IROX are second gens. Or what I'm looking
Okay.
at, yeah.
Oh, okay. Then that's okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to buy like a car that already had an LS in it and throw your LS in it.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, that's like me buying a Miata motor and throwing that Miata motor. I mean, if I bought a VVT, that'd be
I mean, like doing the VVT swap would be great. Doing a VVT swap would be great. But if you were to find
but it's a 1.8, and I don't like
1.8s. 1.8s are fun.
1.6s are better.
No, they're
Yeah.
just torque happy.
Exactly, that's what you want.
You want torque happy until it blows up.
Mine is going strong right now. It only blew up 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Mine hasn't blown up yet.
Keyword yet.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, the 1.8s are in a lot of cars. I mean, like, you got the, what is it, the Mazda Familia, Protege 323.
Yeah, but if you go a little bit earlier, it had the 1.6 in it. Yeah.
1.8.
1.6.
They switched it to the 1.8, 92.
So the fucking
so you get it at a 1.6,
you get it in both.
and then they said, oh, Mazda was like, oh, fuck the 1.6, let's do 1.8 and put it in the 1.8.
Anyone who knows me, I've owned 15 Miatas and only 2 of them are 1.8s, and they were dog shit, dude. They were so slow. I do take care of Madeline. Madeline is my baby, because if you put $15,000 into a car, would you baby the shit out of it?
Dude, if I had $15,000 to put into a car, I wouldn't have a Miata.
Okay, he got me there.
Yeah, I mean, like, I love my car. I'm maybe, minus, the cost of the car itself, I'm maybe like $4 or $5 grand deep. Like, I'm not crazy deep, but I've also taken off things, sold it, got money back. So realistically, I'm like $3 grand into the car. I mean, not talking maintenance. That's not bad. It's not anything horrible. Like if you had a $15,000 car and you bought it and you're like, I'm gonna do all this to it, but all you had was 15 grand, then why the fuck did you get that car?
Well, I didn't. It was overtime.
Yeah, everything's overtime.
Yeah.
And 15 grand just means like you learned from your mistakes and you fixed it up, and now you backtrail a bit, and then you've got a little bit more ahead. I mean, if I had 15 grand to throw into my car right now, it'd be done. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, like,
and I'm not even done with mine. I still got another 15, 20 grand to go until I'm at the point where I want it. But that's because I'm getting all real shit and everything's getting torn down.
Yeah, I mean, it's overtime. So it's like, like I'm looking for an engine. The engine's gonna go in, be bottom end rebuilt, top end port polished and built. Just I'm gonna build the car up and just slowly over time.
Yeah, I mean, people who have money are the people that build like.
Yeah, Ian.
Like that.
What are these money people?
Yeah, Ian. All right.
So if you had a chassis for, realistically, name 5 chassis that you're looking for the LS.
Welcome back to John's podcast.
Thank you. Hey, man, I gotta ask questions for you. Fuck.
We already asked him that question. I think.
I want him to name 5 chassis.
Name 5 chassis.
Top 5.
I'm gonna cut yours out so that
That's
it's
fine.
just me.
So ask him the actual question.
Ian, please name 5 chassis that the LS would go into.
My top 5 in order would be Gen 2 Camaro, anywhere from 70 to 80. They're all cool. Number 2, a Mazda RX-7. Any generation, just as long as I can find one without a motor.
You
for-
basic bitch.
Hey,
Why?
Well, they're cool. I gotta-
RX-7s are cool, but keep the damn rotary in it.
Yeah,
Don't
'cause I-
fucking
Rotors are cool, but
don't get rid of the
unreliable.
rotary and
Yeah,
put an
because I
LS
really
in it.
want to be changing my oil seal every 50K. Yeah, it sounds fun.
It's 80K.
Still.
Yeah, but anyway, that'd be cool. Number 3, I'd probably go with a Chevy S10 pickup.
Okay, that would be sick.
That would be cool.
Do a Ford Ranger.
Hell no, fuck Ford. Oh, actually, I changed my mind.
Get out of my podcast. We are a Ford family here. You see all the trucks out there that are Ford?
Okay, that's true. You got me there. Anyway, number
That's
4.
why
This
they're
man
all
drives a Nissan Titan. He's not a
It's
Frontier.
a Frontier.
Oh my God, it's the same
But
thing.
that's
One's
why
just
all
a
the
little
Fords
bit
are up
smaller.
front. They're dead.
What?
Hmm?
We'll be right back. Okay, what do you want? 3?
Okay, yeah. So
4, I think.
No. So you got the Camaro, you have the RX-7, and then the SS.
Yeah, S10.
S10.
S10. Number 4, I kind of contradicted myself with that fuck Ford thing, but I think a Fox body would be hilarious. That's because there's this guy at the shop I work at. He's got a built. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, he's got a Fox body Mustang.
A Fox Body Camaro.
I'm tired. Anyway,
It is
but
pretty late.
it's but it's built cammed. It's but he's a big Ford guy, and I always tell him to LS swap, but he gets pissed off at me. But I want to have an LS swap to Fox body just to piss him off.
You
I feel
get
like
so
that'd be
much
funny.
hate, but I think that would be pretty fucking bad.
It would be funny, and
All
I
right.
just gap everyone with their.
But it's also just throwing a Chevy in a
Yeah.
fucking Ford. I mean, like, people would be pissed if you threw a Ford into a fucking Chevy.
I'd put a 5.0 in a fucking Camaro.
Yeah, but
Yeah, and then
you're
you'd
a
be slower
Ford
than all
guy,
the
and everybody,
Camaros.
you know,
Dude, the new Coyotes with
Oh,
the
no,
10
no, no,
speed,
no,
those
but
things
you're
make
talking
so
new.
much power
talking
with
new.
nothing.
you're talking new.
If you're talking new, then
Yeah,
count
like
that.
way
Okay,
too
with the
much.
Fox bodies, put it in a Miata and then it's
Yeah,
fine.
okay.
At number 5, Mazda Miata. NA.
And LS Miata is,
I'll take it.
You know what? Miata made it to the list.
Yeah.
It's got to make the list.
He
Gotta be
just pulls
somewhere.
up, he's like, look at this bitch.
Pulls
Uh,
up that shit. Stock as fuck. Nope.
All right, so I asked you guys on my Snapchat to ask us some questions, so we're going to answer a couple of those. U.S. shoots down 3 Russian fighters over Alaska. That's not a question. Is that car for real mine? No.
No.
It's Birdie's.
He offered. I said nah.
Someone said no. Thoughts on the new Demon 170? It got stolen.
Yeah. So actually, funny. Ian actually asked me about that earlier when we were working, and I have not had a chance to actually sit down and look at that car.
The specs are crazy.
The specs are crazy. I think it's when Dodge can make a car faster than a Tesla, that scares me.
Well, that's on a prep surface. That thing's not going to grip on the street.
Oh, I guarantee you. But I just thought it was funny that it's literally got stolen at the Vegas Strip where they were testing it. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true that it got stolen. I saw it everywhere that it was, but it could have been a
Yeah.
fake thing.
Yeah, fake news. Donald Trump.
Well, that was all the questions. The only good one was the Dodge one.
Yeah, that one was a good one. But GLD, it's a good hike. It'd take me 3 days if I walked.
It's more than that.
Yeah,
Um,
3.
Honestly, the GLD video will probably be up before this, so people would be like,
GLD this weekend.
GLD this weekend, because this will probably be out by Thursday. Yeah, if it doesn't take, because I got a lot of editing, and it's gonna be a short podcast.
You ready?
John's tired.
Do you have any questions? Yeah, dude, shut up. I've been up since 5 a.m.
Yeah, I know.
Leave me alone.
Well, we've known each other for a couple of years, right?
Yeah, 3 years.
3
I've known you
years.
as long as I've owned the car.
Wow.
Yeah, think about it that way.
All right. So you're gonna be like, so you're gonna post on Snapchat and be like, 7 years with the car, I'm gonna slide up and be like, 7 years knowing you.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, what, I got the car 2020, and
Yeah, we've had.
maybe about 3 months later, you posted on like the Mazda. It was the Miata group chat on Facebook, or the Miata page on Facebook, and you were like, "Yo, like hosting a meet in Schaumburg." It was started off with Monsters Miata.
Oh
So
my gosh, my old Miata club.
So I met you at the first ride through the streets of Schaumburg. And
Wait, was that the 24 hours of Miatas, or was that just our first cruise?
It was the first cruise.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the first cruise with all the Miatas.
I want to do one more 24. So if you guys aren't familiar with it, I host 24 hours of Miatas, or 12 hours of Miatas. 12 hours of Miatas, not 24 hours. And it's basically we hang out from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and we're basically just cruising around, getting food. We get lunch, but actually the place that hosts our Cars and Coffee or whatever, they closed down.
The hot dog place?
Yeah, they closed.
Damn, why'd they close?
I don't know. But
what is that? That was like Firestop Dogs or something like
Firehouse
that?
Dogs, yeah.
Firehouse Dogs.
They hosted our morning.
Dude, they hosted it all.
And they closed down. I guess like he went under or whatever.
That place was great.
It was great food, right?
Dude,
yeah. So we're gonna have to find
now. Like, yeah. I was looking forward to going back.
Yeah, they closed down. The building's like vacant now. So we're gonna have to find a new place.
No, we're still gonna post up there.
We're still gonna post up. It becomes like an eye doctor or something.
I'll put a little like a George Foreman fucking grill on my hard top.
I mean nobody's claimed a lot, so of course you could do that.
Yeah,
but
no, we'll fucking grill dogs in honors of Firehouse Dogs.
Of Firehouse Dogs. We'll figure it out. But I want to host one more before I leave. So if you guys have a Miata and you're watching this,
and you live in
Chicago, and you live near Chicago, even if you don't, if you like Wisconsin,
dude,
come on out.
Drive out. You know, we cruise most of Schaumburg.
Yeah, sometimes we'll go up to Vernon Hills, but we eat lunch, hang out. We do like a Cars and Coffee type thing, eat lunch, then we'll cruise around up until dinner time. And a couple years ago, we stopped. Yeah, we stopped at my grandpa's house, and we all just kind of hung out there and watched YouTube videos.
Yeah, I left a little early that day.
Yeah,
I worked. I'm sorry, got a job.
But last year we had 32 Miatas show up.
Yeah,
and at the end, I think it was 12, 10 or 12.
Like 10
yeah,
12.
But it was a great time. Yeah,
I mean, just being able to cruise in the Miata, kind of like a streets takeover, but they're Miatas,
we're not doing dumb shit, so
nobody's ripping burnouts, nobody's
exactly.
Skidding corners, getting the weird acknowledgement of the people going by and just be like, fuck yeah, a bunch of random ass small sports cars.
The one thing that we do that's close, have you ever been on the Slurpee Run?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a thing we do up in Barrington called the Slurpee Run, and a bunch of me and my friends, my friend Julian made up the whole thing. I unfortunately did not make it up, but it is a 36-minute drive we do in 12 minutes, and it's all turns. And it spans from Lake Zurich to Algonquin and back to Lake Zurich, and we end at a gas station and we get Slurpees. That's where the name comes from. And it is an amazing time. Sometimes we'll do it with only 3 or 4 cars, but our most recent one, which was during COVID, I think it was 2021, so it was 2 years ago. We haven't done it since, and I want to bring it back. But it's very hard to get it coordinated.
I think for the next, Miata meetup, your next meet, let's do that.
Do a Slurpee run?
Do a Slurpee run, yeah, because maybe not.
I just got to talk to Julian about the course, because I always followed him. He was always the leader.
Yeah.
So I don't really know.
Maybe not like a 12-minute course, because, traffic, people are going to get stopped. Whatever.
Yeah.
But, do that course, for the next run, and then go meet up somewhere, go 7-Eleven, do that whole course, 7-Eleven, and then do like another course, the streets of Schaumburg.
We'll figure it out as we get closer. But the Slurpee run is
adding for 12 hours?
Yeah.
10 hours,
I'm definitely going to plan out the whole day before. Actually posting it.
It's definitely a couple day plans worth.
Yeah, but the Slurpee run is really cool. It's really fun. And then after, we hang out, drink our Slurpees and just kind of talk about the run. But I think there's a video out there of the most recent one. of everyone that participated. My grandpa took that video. But yeah, the celebrity run, I really want to start doing that, and I want to do another 12 hours of Miata. So we might combine the two, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Oh, that should be fun. I'll definitely be there. Not that it really matters to anybody.
Yeah, I'll be there with my welded diff if I don't throw the LSD in. But actually today, the reason why they really came over is we put in my welded diff for Madeline for the drift event tomorrow, and I love it. Been sending it for the past 2 hours before we came here.
Yeah, no, it rips. Welded diffs are always fun, especially in the Miatas. They hook corners and they grip so easy.
I'm loving it. Not on stretch tires.
It's not horrible. You're not going to debead. Put it that way. I mean, you could be stretched. You could be more stretched.
I'm just scared to debead. Well, I'm on a stage 2 stretch.
What tires are you running?
They're 205s on a 9.
205 what?
45.
No, you're fine.
I haven't debeaded yet.
No, on a 9, you won't debead. If you were running 190, 195, 45s on, 9,
well, that's
say goodbye to tire on the first turn. But 205s are pretty decent. They're gonna hold up for you pretty well.
Yeah, they'll be fine. But any last statements? Because honestly, it's a short-ass podcast. Yeah. So any last statements from you, Ian, or you, John? Anything you want to say about your car?
Ian wants to LS the world.
LS off the world. Yes.
And that's it. Ian's never coming back on this podcast.
That's
when you come back, don't bring Ian.
That's a lie. Ian will be back. You just got to do something more to the.
If you bring him back, I'm gonna cut off his ponytail on.
No,
this guy.
Just be like, all right, here we are cutting off.
We'll shave your head.
You want? We'll shave LS into the side. We'll give you a buzz cut, and we'll shave LS into the side, and you'll get a free haircut.
Works for me.
Nah, but realistically, if I ever come back on the podcast, the car's not going to be the same.
Oh, I hope not. He's on the next episode. Episode 3, John continued.
John's Miata literally changed.
Literally the same thing. We got new valve caps. The wheels look even more spicy.
Nah, give it like 2 years. 2 years, I'll be back.
2 years, I'll be back here on vacation.
Yeah.
I don't know who vacations to Illinois. People who used to live here. But thank you guys for watching episode 2 with John and Ian.
And Deli Slow.
Delvin. Go follow their socials. I'll be putting them in the description as well as in the beginning of the video. But John's really cool. I've known him for 3 years. And I've known Ian for 3 hours. So thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. Stay awesome, guys.